You go on top of the rock, hold a head glitch, and then proceed to miss every shot. Good to you guys, it's David here, and welcome to the very first episode of Apex Analyze. This is an Apex Legends coaching series that is community based, where you send in your gameplay for me to react and tell you how to get better. If you want to be on the next episode, all of the instructions are on the screen and in the description, so make sure to just follow those and you can have your chance to be able to get coached next. So the gameplay that we're going to be seeing by the title and the thumbnail obviously is a gold 4 Bangalore player. So I'm going to be going over a variety of different things to be able to make this player a better one, like team comp, movement, looting, positioning, rotations, everything that I can possibly find wrong with the game. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the gameplay. Just to keep in mind that he is playing with himself, and then he's also playing with a teammate, so he's going to have one random on his team.
Absolutely destroyed.
So we have a Bangalore already.
That's what you get for being a thirsting little.
We have a Pathfinder. Okay.
Get them while they're thirsty.
And we have a Wraith. Now, this is a very interesting setup right now, because Pathfinder and Wraith in theory do the same thing, right? Their ultimate is to get from A to B without, you know, as much time, and it's just a lot more safer, right? And then their E ability is to like basically help themselves get out of like sticky positions. You have Pathfinder's grapple, and then you have Wraith's into the void ability. So in theory, they do the same thing, and not only that, but they also take 5% more damage intake, including lifeline, than all the other characters in the game. So I would not have both of these players on the same team. And this is just something that you kind of have to deal with when you're playing with a random. More than likely, when you're playing with randoms, they're going to choose their main. They're going to choose what they're most comfortable with, rather than complementing the actual team comp. But if I was you guys right now, I would probably get rid of the Wraith, and I would include a Bloodhound. So you would have a Bloodhound, you would have a Bangalore, and you would have a Pathfinder. I think Pathfinder is really good right now. His movement is insanely good. Grapples getting, or his zip lines to be able to get high ground is very useful, because high ground is everything in this game. Bangalore can smoke off for Bloodhound's ult. Bloodhound can see through basically buildings and stuff, and where people are hiding and camping with his little E ability. And Bloodhound, or Bangalore, sorry, can hold down positions with her ult and create a lot of space. So that would be a better combination, rather than a Bangalore, a Pathfinder, and a Wraith. But again, you are playing with a random, so we're just going to keep going. Okay. So right now, I'm going to run through my thought process of if we were in the ship right now, if we were in the drop ship, where would I go from this? So I personally like Thunderdome, and I personally like water. I personally like, I forget what this is called. I also like slums. Pit's very good. Relay in the back is amazing, super underrated. And I would also go not swamp, but the unmarked area right in front of swamp over here. These locations are extremely good, and keep in mind, if you haven't seen already, these are all on the side of the maps. They're on the very edges. They're not in the center where you can get third partied easily, and they have really good rotations. All right. So our random is going to be jumping. Usually randoms like to go hot drops. I'm assuming that he's either going to go Thunderdome, Skull Town, Airbase, or water. As I've already seen the gameplay, they're going to go Thunder, but they're going to rotate over the Skull. And I think that's a great idea, because he realizes that there's more than, you know, enough teams going Thunder, so he doesn't want to have the run-in where he gets no guns and the other guy does, and he gets an easy kill, and you go down and you're already in the pregame. So I like the rotation. But if there wasn't, I would land either Thunderdome, and then I would rotate to either water. I would either go Airbase, or maybe even Skull. It doesn't bother me. But if we didn't want to go Skull Town, right here and right here, to the left and to the right of Thunderdome, is a very, very good place to land. Now, since we know that there's more than enough teams coming to Thunderdome, what you can do is you can loot up on probably this kind of like side of Skull Town, right? And then you could literally just go right into Thunderdome and then shoot everybody. That's at Thunder, or you can go from Skull Town and rotate into Thunderdome and just shoot absolute everybody and get a third party. Okay, that's what I would do.
Got a good feeling about this area.
So we see our random teammate decides to mark Thunderdome.
Ready up.
Oh, I know this dude did not just hot drop to Thunderdome.
Yep, it's about to be bad.
Let's check out this area.
Try to get down there as fast as possible. I'm gonna go to the closest end of
So our Bangalore decides to mark Skull Town, which I think is a smart idea considering how many people are gonna go Thunderdome. We're gonna loot up here.
My man, I know you were not about to hot drop in this fucking Thunderdome.
Damn, the
Okay, so we have a
relay's so
Mozambique,
I said I know
Ray
you were
Armor,
not trying to
2x,
fucking hot drop into Thunderdome.
R99.
When I'm leader or jump master, I just go straight down.
Ooh, I'll take that purple armor though.
fast. Dude, the quality over this.
Okay.
versus-
So one thing that we just saw is we have a 3x on the R99 and we also have a 2x on the Mozambique. So we have a 3x and a 2x on two extremely close range weapons. I would stray away from that as much as possible. What you may or may not have saw back there is as we were running through this place, I think it's a little bit farther back. When you're running through here, you also see a 1x.
Ooh, I'll take that purple armor though.
It's not the HCOG, but it's right here, directly in front of you, right? So what I would do is I would put that on the R99, or maybe even swap the Mozambique 1x and 2x together, whatever you may, desire. But a 3x on an R99 or even a Mozambique is just terrible. I would never recommend doing that.
Dude, the quality over this versus fucking in-game is ridiculous.
I know.
So we have okay. So we did pick
I'm
up
surprised somebody
the
hasn't created a-
we did pick up a
fucking thing to
1x,
have them
but we still have a
fix that.
3x on our
Like a
R99.
server just for them.
We could
No,
have a
like
1x on both guns right now.
What's the word I'm looking for? A petition. I'd fucking
Okay, so
sign
we
a
have
petition
another
to get
Phoenix
them to
kit, which
fix
is
that
great.
shit. They focus so hard on
Another
this
Phoenix
game.
kit and
They're
a
so
purple
ass
extended
in
mag.
chat.
This is actually looking great. I want to look at the loot that we have right now, and I want to explain some things. So if we have two Phoenix kits, which we do in this case, and we're playing with a teammate, right? This is our teammate. This is our guy. We trust him. We play with him, right? What I would do is I would give him a Phoenix kit. That not only frees up a space for our inventory to be able to pick up maybe another grenade, more ammo, more meds, no matter what it is, right? That can free up a space. But not only that, but it will also help our teammate because he probably doesn't have a Phoenix kit. Or maybe our random doesn't have a Phoenix kit. One of these guys can probably use it. So if we can free up space to not only benefit us, but also benefit our teammate, we have to make that decision extremely quickly. Now, another thing is we have an arc star, but we only have one of those. We can stack it to 2 though, so that's going to be 1/2. We have 8 syringes, which is great. We have 1 med kit. We have 6 6 cells, 1 battery. So right now we're looking pretty good, right? On all kinds of heals, whether it's health or whatever it's shield. So like I said, if we could find another arc star, that'd be great. Find some more ammo, give a Phoenix kit to a teammate, I think we would be set. And that purple armor is looking quite good.
New kill leader. Watch your
So we actually drop, okay, hold on. We actually drop our arc star. I always suggest to have multiple grenades. It helps. Thermites are extremely useful right now. I would drop the Mozambique that we have right now. We just saw a Spitfire on the ground, and not only that, but also in front of us we have a gray extended mag for the Spitfire. So we can have a long range gun in the Spitfire, and we can also have a short range gun in the R99 instead of having a Mozambique and an R99 that are both extremely close ranged, right? And not only that, but we also don't have the hammer points on the Mozambique. So it's not really that useful. So what I would have done is, again, given up the Phoenix kit, so we can have both those grenades, the 2 arc stars in 1 item slot. Give up the Phoenix kit to either teammate, drop the shotgun ammo, pick up some heavy ammo, and boom, we already have a pretty damn decent setup. But obviously that's just preference when it comes to weapons and guns, but I would highly suggest that. I like how you are pinging everything though. And we do have a 1x now, and we realize that we have a 3x on the R99, so we're gonna go back for that 1x, which is great. Okay, cool. But I do like how you are pinging things that people might possibly need, which is great. There are 3 arc stars in that building, so we can easily get 2. So I would drop something like a Phoenix kit for a teammate and then pick up the grenades. Okay, so it might be very faint right now, right? It might be very faint, but there are teams in Thunderdome fighting right now. So we already rotated to Skull Town to be able to get away from those teams in Thunderdome. But what I would do right now is I would alert your teammates. I would tell them in the game, your boys in your Discord and your teammate, your rando is not. So I would talk in game chat and be like, let's rotate the Thunderdome. There are 2 teams fighting right now. Not only can you get some free extra kills off of that, but you can also get their loot. Skulltown is a big place to loot, so you can also rotate back over to Skulltown, especially since it's still in the zone. And the part that you have not looted is in the zone. So if you have all your teammates just rotate over to Thunderdome, you not only have high ground because of that massive ledge where it's above the respawn beacon, but you can also have an advantage because nobody is going to push that. Nobody landed over here, and nobody landed over here, the left and right side of Thunderdome. So you're not going to get pinched together like that. You already know Skulltown is cleared, so the only place that people can come from is behind Thunderdome, and that's the edge of the map. So nobody's going to go there. So you have an easy rotation. You have an easy rotation right now. But I know this is gold, and some people don't necessarily like going for a lot of kills, and they just go for placements. So let's see what happens. Even if you don't decide to push that, and you just assume that your teammates hear it, I would highly suggest telling people that there are people in Thunderdome. Because they might want to rush, you know? They might want to rush. Now we do have a Mozambique, and just recently our teammate pinged hammer points. So if we're gonna keep the Mozambique and not go with a different gun that's more longer range to be able to have more diversity in our arsenal, I would pick up those hammer rounds right now. I would put dibs on them. I would go over there as fast as possible and everything like that. But it seems like we're not gonna do that. One thing that I would do for better movement is B-hop in between different things. Now B-hopping, you know, you don't want to do that all throughout the game because it's just, it's extremely hard to do. But what I would do is slide as much as you can, as I'm talking about, you slide. But even if you're just like going through different things, and we picked up the hammer points for our Mozambique now, which is great. And we also have our teammate giving him an ability to have a Phoenix kit, which is great too.
Hop up. Hey.
So one thing that I would suggest doing is quick looting, right? Now this is just something where, you know, you gain over time of play. You open this up and you see, you quickly realize P20, don't want that. You got an R99, light ammo, and you already know that you're full in your backpack. So even if you don't know it's full, just press F or whatever your interact button is. Just pick it up. And no matter what, whether if you're going to actually pick up the entire stack, a little bit of the stack, or no of the stack, it's just going to go. I would just quickly press, my interact button is F, so I would be referring to that as that. But I would just press F on everything. Press F on everything. Because you have to hold down F to be able to get the P20. And if you're just spam clicking F as you're scrolling through everything in this thing, it's a quick solution to the slow looting method of just staring at something, being like, do I need this? Do I not? Let me click interact. Do I need this? Do I not? Interact. Do I need this? Do I not? Interact. You see, it's just a slow, pointless thing. Just press F and just go through everything.
Nice. Champions out.
Okay, so we see a wingman. We're gonna drop the Mozambique. Drop the Mozambique ammo too. Gonna pick up the heavy ammo. So now we're looking for, okay, so we got a better backpack, which is great. Now there is a hemlock there, and I personally would suggest losing the wingman and picking up the hemlock. But if you can hit your shots with the wingman, definitely keep it. Even though the wingman has been nerfed since like season 0, day 1 basically, it's still extremely viable. It's still extremely good. If you can hit your shots, I mean, it does 45 base damage to the body, 72 multiplier to the head, so it's extremely good still. But personally, I like having multiple shots to be able to just spray and get as many shots as I can, as much damage,
God damn it,
be able to
dude.
help not
You scared the
only
shit out
me
of me.
secure a kill, but also help the team secure a kill
Like, pause.
rather than a wingman. So our rotation, I want to go back and talk about our rotation here. So we're all the way back here, right? And we're rotating here, right? So I want to talk about the thought process here and why I wouldn't do what you just did. So right here, right? Just keep this little hole in between this like huge barrier of rock here, this huge mountain. Just keep that little part in mind, right? Okay. So right here, we're coming out of Skulltown. We have Skulltown over here. We have Thunderdome even behind Skulltown. Then we have Airbase a little bit over here. And then we have the thing to the left of to the left of Thunderdome. We have this little building over here. And then we have Market over here. And then we have Cave right here, right? And we already know that we loot this little, like these two houses, right? So what I would do is loot these houses and go through this little, like, this little area through the cave. Because if we go through this part of the cave over here, not only can we get third party from the people, like if we start finding people in cave, not only can we get third party from the people who came from Thunderdome, more than likely are going to rotate through Skulltown and then be able to just screw us here. But not only that, we can also get screwed from Market. So we can get third party from the people at Market, if there are any, and the people that are coming from Thunderdome, and more than likely just going straight through Skulltown to be able to pick up some scraps of loot. But we also have Airbase that could possibly happen, more than likely not, because people like to rotate clockwise. And we also have these little buildings coming here too. So there are so many ways that we are going through the center of the map rather than going on the outskirts to be able to pick people off. We're going directly in the center of it and having multiple chances of getting third partied. I think that's a terrible idea, but obviously we have a very, fast-paced comp right now. So doing that is not necessarily the worst of ideas, but the chances of, like, if we go through this cave, the chances of us getting third partied is just so much, and I just think it's the worst idea.
They're here. They're here.
Okay, so I like the awareness with the headset. You know where they are. You're pre-aiming where they are. We got 47 on the lifeline. What I would do right now is communicate with your team, right? I would communicate as best as possible. You know that there's at least one person here. A lifeline with blue armor. I would say lifeline blue armor hit 47, 45. I forget what you hit him for. But I would say I hit this guy I hit lifeline for 45 blue armor, right? And I like where you go automatically. You don't go around the rock and give up all your cover just to be able to beam this lifeline. You go on top of the rock, hold a head glitch, and then proceed to miss every shot. That's okay though.
Oh, this gun's so hard to handle.
So we're gonna whiff more shots, but I don't necessarily think that's the worst of cases right now. We are making sure that this guy over here, he's in this little corner right here. He's not up top anymore. You know exactly where he is. He's in this corner, right? You held this guy from peeking this rock. If he peeked the rock, you would have hit him. But he decided not to peek the rock. So I don't think not shooting, or I don't think unloading an entire clip into that rock was the worst of ideas, because if he peeked, you would have hit him. But he just didn't decide to pink. And we have more than enough ammo for this single gunfight. We have 211 out and 17 in right now. So we know that he's in that little corner. So there's no reason to necessarily move from this rock. Okay. So right now we have a grenade right here. We're gonna move a little bit to the right. This is what I was afraid of happening, right? So we're gonna smoke off this guy, which is it doesn't make any sense. We know he's cornered there. He can't go back up. So why would we smoke him? Right? It makes no sense. We can just get easy shots on him because he's cornered. What I would have done is I would have smoked to your right, because we were just fighting this lifeline. And this lifeline's gonna come around the corner because she already healed. And you only got a couple shots into her, so she only has to take like a shield cell rather than a battery. And she heals faster since she's lifeline. So she basically already had a gold backpack built into her. So she's going to heal extremely quick. So we know that she's over there. We have this guy pinched. He's not going to peek, and if he does, then your other teammate's going to be able to beam him, and you're also going to be able to beam him. Smoke to your right, so then Lifeline can't see through it unless she has a threat detector. And we already have all of our armor just melted, and we don't even have to push up this far on this rock. We could have just held like the very the very edge of the rock. We don't have to push this far, but let's see what happens. So we panic and we don't even smoke off correctly. You start looking to your right because you're getting shot from over there, and you don't even smoke correctly. So not only did we give up our position, lose all of our armor, but we didn't even smoke correctly what we were intending to do. We know the guy's up there. We saw him run past. 72 headshot, that's great.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, we're looting. I like that. You drop your box. You don't continue looting. You already have more than enough ammo to take out this one last guy because you hear your teammate fighting. So I like this. You drop the box. You already start going. Great idea. And if you remember, the other guy just completely ran past. He ran away.
Longbow here.
Ping the longbow.
DMR.
Good idea. Okay, so we hear gunfire in two different places, right? We hear gunfire over at this little like valley through the massive mountain where the revive thing is, and we also hear a fight all the way over here, a little bit to the far of the right? So personally, if I was me, I would go to the far right. I would automatically turn right and just go to them because they're closer, right? It's a quicker third party. You already know third party's going on, so just get as many third parties as you can. That's one thing massively in ranked is you want to get as many third parties as you possibly can. So we're looking at third party right now. And this is okay. Choosing in between one third party or the other, it's the same scenario, right? The same scenario. One thing that I do like here, I don't know if it's intentional or not, is you know that they're fighting near the respawn beacon, right? And you're coming in at an angle, so you automatically have high ground going into a third party, something that you should win. And not only that, you have high ground, so this is the perfect opportunity to be able to yoink some kills. Okay, so we have perfect shots on this Wraith. Hipfire, I'm glad you did an ADS. Hip firing with an SMG is insanely good. We have disruptor rounds on this guy's body. I'm not sure if he had an alternator, but we have disruptor rounds. I would have picked those up, freed up a space, maybe dropped some syringes, especially with considering how many medkits we have. I would have dropped the syringes, picked up the disruptor rounds to be able to see if you had an alternator, but that's okay. R99 is still good right now.
Thank you.
There we go, 2 easy kills. Third party is the best thing, and we're getting third partied as of right now. So again, we have high ground. These guys are pushing in from the bottom. We have high ground. Not only do we have this cover right here, but we also have the cover to our right, and we have this in this rock. The other team on low ground will play this rock in this tree, and we could play this right here and maybe even play over here, but there's so much open area to be able to get over there. I would not suggest doing that. So our decisions right now, right, is play the left side of this or play the right side of this. I don't know what this is called. We'll just call it like a container, right? Or we could play the left side of this or the right side of this container over here, right? Play the containers, play your surroundings, and make sure you just have enough cover, right? We have high ground, no reason to give it up, and everything like that. And not only that, if you look at our teammates' health, we are still in this fight even before it began. We took little to no damage from that third party. We got some kills, but we also have high ground right now. So even though we're getting third party, we're in a very good position. Terrible idea. We have high ground, so we're gonna slide into the guy that can get some easy shots on us without cover, and we're gonna ADS and stop directly in his crosshairs. We're gonna give up high ground, we're gonna slide into him, we're gonna have no cover, and we're gonna ADS. You gave up all of your advantages on this guy. All of them. Not only that, he took all your armor off with his first gun, and you wasted your first clip, and he wasted his first clip. So now it's down to the secondary game, right? And you have a wingman, and you don't ADS, you don't take this times with the shots, you start panicking, so you just hip fire, while this guy has an EVA 8 shotgun. What's going to win in that fight? The EVA 8's going to win every time. You're going to run out of ammo quicker. He's not. You're also going to get shot by this guy. Like I said before, he's going to be playing this tree. And that's exactly what this guy is doing over here. Not only did you get shot from his teammate, but he also got shot from, or not only did you get shot from this guy, but he also got shot from his teammate right here. So you gave up high ground, and you didn't even keep going past. What I would have done is play the high ground. But if I wanted to, you could keep sliding down and not stop. Just hip fire, right? Because the hip fire is very easy to control. So if you just kept hip firing and kept going, not only would you turn around this guy, but more than likely you would turn around this guy. So if there's one player, right? If there's one player here, enemy here, right? And you're here, you have this teammate and this teammate. So these guys are going to turn around, focus you, and you're more than likely going to get downed. You're going to get downed here, or you're going to get down there, right? So if you're going to get downed over here, turn these two guys around, and your teammates can just beam these guys. Can just absolutely beam these guys, and it's an easy clutch, right? But once again, I would have never gave up high ground. Keep the high ground, play your advantages, and just know what weapons you have. Now, luckily, there's only two here, and you got some decent shots into the first guy. And just like that, your team won the fight, which is great. A little bit of mishaps, but it's okay.
Phoenix kids.
That shit got dirty. I was fucking in the middle of the looting, and I couldn't get off.
Now, one thing that I would say right now, right? You're walking out, right, into the open. You guys just third party this fight from over here, and you could possibly get third party from over here, and you got third party from over here. So why are you taking a Phoenix kit with 30 health, right? Only 30 health. You're taking a Phoenix kit out in the open with 30 health. I would stay in the cover that you were in so you don't get third partied over here, or over here, or over here. But luckily you don't. But just don't heal out in the open, and you're standing still. An easy shot with almost any gun in the game would kill you right there. Something gold? Threat detector?
We don't have a fucking...
Okay, he takes it. There are two threat detectors there. I would personally put it on the R99 in case somebody smokes it off. You are Bangalore. You can smoke off for yourself. If you have a threat detector, smoke it off for yourself. Play to your advantages. But I would have took both. Right? I would have took both threat detectors if I had a wingman and R99. Chance again. Not going to take it. Havocs are really good with turbochargers. Any energy weapon, whether it's a devotion or a havoc with a turbocharger, is disgustingly good. If you find an ammo box, or if you find a box with energy ammos with a threat detector, keep it. Okay, so I like that. You have no idea where they are. No idea, right? You know that they're just down there. You smoke it off, and you automatically switch to your threat detector gun. Great idea. You're already getting some good shots. Now there's grenades. I think you're so tunnel vision on killing these guys, right, to be able to get the kills, that you're completely like not worrying about these grenades that are to your right, and they're very close too, just by the sound cues, right? So I think you're tunnel visioned as of right now to be able to get these kills, but these grenades are going to start affecting you. One arc star took off all of your armor. You gotta stop. I know that he's moving right now because you could see from the indicators of the grenades that he's moving, but I would slide out of there. I would just get out, get to cover, and make sure these grenades don't take any more of my health. 68 headshot. That's critical. That's extremely game changing. He is getting away, but he's getting away with, say, 50 health, 45 health. That is terrible. That is a bad idea. Now, with that said, what I would do, since we haven't used it all game. Okay, so this is game changing. Our teammate right now is at the same health that we are. Our Wraith is almost full health, right? Almost full health. But 2 of your teammates are one shot. One shot. There's another grenade. You're going to move to your left. But what I would do right now as a Bangalore, Bangalore's ult is misconcepted or misthought of every time. Everybody thinks, oh, it needs to be buffed. It needs to do this. It needs to do that. It doesn't need to do anything more than it already does. Gibraltar's ult is the same thing as Bangalore's ult, but offensive. Gibraltar's ult is offensive. And Bangalore's ult is defensive. You throw it down, it creates space. Nobody's going to walk into it. Nobody's going to go past it. Nobody's going to do anything other than just back the hell up, right? Nobody's going to go through it. So what I would do is I would throw your ult down, 'cause since you know they're over here, just can't see them. Just throw it right here. Back up. And not only that, but you also have a cave back there. So none of the bombs are going to come raining down on you. They're only going to come raining down on them. So back up. Take the Phoenix kit. Not only does that buy time for you, but that also buys time for your Pathfinder buddy. And if you want, the Wraith can also push that. The Wraith can push with your ult. So not only are you guys healing, but your Wraith is able to push with your ult. That's where you should use this, to be able to create space in between you and the enemy. Great shot. Got one knocked. We have the teammate knocked, and you also have somebody on the other team knocked right now. I like how you're helping your teammate, right? But they're shooting at your rock. You can see the bullets going past, and you can also hear the bullets going past. If they hit you once or twice, you're dead. Take the Phoenix kit. Trust me. Take the Phoenix kit, throw the ult. Your boys got it. Luckily, we're able to get out of that gunfight without dying, because our teammate is destroying with the P20 with the hammer points.
I'm so glad I picked up the digital threat, because I dropped 2 smokes on him and I fucking domed that guy through the smoke with the digital threat.
Oh yeah.
It's what you want to do.
Right where we originally were.
Wait, what?
That's why I said instead of having a Wraith and a Pathfinder, you should have a Bloodhound, because in that situation, you guys would have owned those guys so easily. Okay, so we just saw. I like the awareness here. I love the awareness here. So we saw that a shot just came from on top of this building, and then also past this building, on the rocks. So we know that there's at least 2 people here. We have 1 person here and 1 person here, right? So I like the idea of pushing this guy. Hopefully you climb up on the building. Perfect.
On top of the building as well.
Okay. So we just heard the Bloodhound on top of this building just downed our Pathfinder with the Craver, right? We got some good shots onto him, and we dropped down. I wouldn't necessarily say dropping down and going into this building and healing is the worst of ideas, but considering how much armor we lost versus how much we just took off of that Bloodhound's blue armor, I would have stayed up there, crouched so he couldn't shoot us, but stayed up there, reloaded the R99, and just beamed the hell out of him. I would have just kept shooting him. We lost next to no armor, while our Bloodhound lost a lot. I like how you're shooting at both the teammates. Bloodhound pops his ult. So even if you throw your smokes down, it's going to benefit him. So we're getting beamed. He has blue armor. Once again, good idea to get inside. Okay, so we're moving way too much right now. We're moving way too much. If we go back, right? If we close this door, which we do, what we need to do is get one of our shield batteries out, not a shield cell to heal 1 shell, but a shield battery. Stand in front of this door so you can block it, right? It's a full health door, so he's going to have to kick it twice to be able to open it. You'll probably be able to get the shield battery off, right? So if you hold that door, get the battery off, you're full health. That Bloodhound is like almost completely wasted with his armor, and then all you have to do is do health. What I would do is get the battery out, start healing, and just be watching this door. More than likely, he's not going to come from the door over here, and even if he does, you have this like big box in the middle. So he's going to come from either this door or this door. probably this one. If you hold it there, you probably can get the shield cell off. And even if he comes right here and rotates over here, what you can do is you can play that door like a Gibraltar shield. You can play that door. Since this door is around the corner, what you could do is you could be holding this, and if he doesn't want to break it, he rotates around. You just open this door and go on the complete opposite side of it. You can get the shield battery off, and then he'll be coming back around this area, right? And you could just pre-aim him and shoot him. Easy. Right? But instead, we decided to just panic, pre-aim every door. We hear him on top. So we just heard the sound cue of him healing. We hear behind us the door gets absolutely beamed.
There's no fucking way no, I don't believe that kid at all. He lasered me as I was going out the door. I highly doubt that.
So right now, what I would be doing is giving my teammate as much information as possible. So our teammate is down, Pathfinder behind. This guy is getting insane shots with the P20 hip fire. P20 hammer points is amazing. He's whiffing all these shots. I like the idea. There's more grenades behind him. He's already stunned. He goes into the void. Not much you can do there.
Damn.
Yo, you want a Q, bro?
So the thing to learn here, right, for this player in particular, he used his smokes extremely well, right? I would say his smoke ability is maybe, you know, I'd give him a 7 out of 10. Maybe use it a little bit more. Use it to self-heal. If you're taking a Phoenix kit, right, where we got down by that guy with the EVA 8 down at the respawn, what you can do is you could take the Phoenix kit, hide in that corner, and also drop a smoke down. You can heal and smoke off areas at the same time if you didn't know. So I would say a 7 out of 10. He understands that he has a third digital threat, so smoke that area off, and that's extremely good. His movement, I would say, isn't bad at all. He puts away his guns a lot. Just spelled it wrong. I'm an idiot if I... Anyways. You already know I can't spell. His movement is pretty good. I would give that maybe a 6 out of 10. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Put away your guns. He already does that. But I would also do sliding or maybe even b-hopping. B-hopping is a very, you know, advanced movement. So if you can't do that, that's okay. His aim is pretty good. And his thought process with aiming or hip firing is relatively good. I would give that maybe a 6 out of 10. His positioning is something that you could definitely work on. He does play rocks and he does play angles, but he is playing the angles, but he's not playing the angles correctly, right? And especially if he's playing a Bangalore, he can not only play angles, but he can also make new angles with smoke, especially when it's early game when people definitely don't have threat detectors. Just make your own areas to be able to hide behind with the smokes. The rotations can obviously be better. Going through cave is a terrible idea when you can get third party from the people coming from Thunderdome that landed there, or you could get third party from market, or even people coming from airbase. So the rotations could be a little bit better. But the main thing that I want to say is looting. That just takes time and, you know, play time to be able to get better used to. So play time is something that I would highly suggest trying to increase. His play time equals better looting, right? So playtime equals better looting. You get what I'm trying to spell out here, boys. So we got playtime is better looting. I would also suggest comms, right? Comms, and you guys can't see that. Comms and comps. These are the things that I would highly suggest bettering. I have some videos on how to play defensive. I will be coming out with videos how to play offensive and have really good comps. We had a Pathfinder, we had a Bangalore, and then we had a Rafe right here. These characters do the same exact thing, so it's just pointless to have those guys on the same team. So bettering your comp is something that I would definitely say improve on. And your comms, right? You could have said that the Lifeline had blue armor and you got one shot into her. Didn't. You could have said Bloodhound on top of my building. That would have, you know, gave Rafe a better idea of where everybody is. You know, just having comms is something that really benefits not only you but your team. and it relieves the stress off of you. It betters, you know, your teammates because it gives them ideas of where everybody is. So your comms, your looting, your comps, those are the main things that I would say to be able to get better at, is what you need to focus on to be able to get better at it. Be able to climb the ranks. That's what you need to do. Alrighty guys, that's the end of the first episode of Apex Analyzed. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on it. And if you guys want to be featured on the next episode, once again, the instructions are at the beginning of the video and in the description, so you guys can submit your clips and videos and VODs there. And make sure to also check out this Bangalore, aka Heavy Lefty. All of his stuff is going to be linked in the description below under Heavy Lefty. So if you want to check out any of his socials, you can check it out there. Also check me out on twitch.tv/Navelow, where I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I also stream on Saturday from 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to around 9 to be able to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check me out there for more live content. So guys, please comment and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching this video. See ya. Bye.